Good afternoon and welcome to part 2 of my Wednesday night solar panel videos. And if you watch part 1, I'm hoping this one is going to be a lot better and not quite as funny. I've had a little bit of practice on the last video. We should be able to get through this one without accidentally getting hung up from a tree in Scotland. And if you don't understand that reference, you need to go back and watch part 1, which was about solar panel recycling in Australia. This isn't about solar panel recycling in Australia. This is about Britain. Britain risks becoming a dumping ground for slave labour solar panels. Clean energy transition remains complicit in the Uyghur genocide, warns Alicia Kearns. So they're saying that Britain's going to become the place where all of these slave labour solar panels go. And once again, I've got to say, type into your YouTube search bar in a new window. Open it up now. Go on, control them, whatever it is. Add a new window. Search in YouTube, Jeff Buys Cars, solar panels. Watch my solar panels video because what I found was pretty shocking, and I think you'll be shocked by it too. Essentially, you can't extract solar panels and the production of solar panels from slave labor and crap that goes on in China that's really, really bad. So although some solar panel stuff is good, i.e. energy from the sun, there's a lot of solar panel stuff that's really, really bad. So check out my video that you've just opened in a new tab and watch that. Britain risks becoming a dumping ground for solar panels made by Chinese slave labour unless it brings in tough new laws, a leading MP has warned. That's what we want, isn't it? Tough new laws. Yeah, we love tough new laws on everything. Anyway, Alicia Kearns, who's got to be a woman with a name like Alicia. Alicia, if you're actually a bloke, I do apologise. Chairman of the Foreign Affairs Select Committee, said that with the US and EU both passing laws to ban solar panels made by the Uyghur, Uyghur. Last time I said this in my solar panel video, I couldn't pronounce it. Lots of people said you say it Uyghur, so that's what I'm going to go for. Made by Uyghur slave labour, many will end up in the UK, where an estimated 98% of solar panels are already Chinese made. The warning comes at a crucial time for the UK's burgeoning, growing solar industry. The government is about to publish its long-awaited solar roadmap, committing the UK to a massive expansion of solar farms and domestic rooftop installations from 18 gigawatts now to about 70 gigawatts by 2035. I'm going to stop you right there. It is the 3rd of April. And I think so far in 2024, we've seen the sun, which I can see right now. But bear in mind, we've only had this sun for about an hour this evening. I think this is the 3rd or 4th time we've seen the sun in 3 months. So I don't know what they're playing at. Anyway, this means that millions of solar panels will be installed across the English and Welsh countryside. Wales obviously famous for its sunshine. No, it's famous for sheep and rain. And it was previously famous for really, really, really good quality coal until the whole, Maggie Thatcher net zero thing killed all that off. Anyway, Wales, yeah. And eventually covering an area larger than Middlesex. What kind of reference is that? As like a reference for the size of things. I've no idea where Middlesex is, let alone how big Middlesex actually is. That's retarded. They might as well say an area larger than a banana. A banana is a better scale of reference than the size of Middlesex because everybody knows how big a banana is. They could have said it means millions of solar panels will be installed across the English and Welsh countryside, eventually covering an area larger than 8 billion bananas. And at least I'd be able to picture what 8 billion bananas might be able to look like, whereas I can't picture what Middlesex looks like. We're only 2 paragraphs in, and I'm already wondering if this video is going to be worse than the one that I put up previously. And that one wasn't great because, again, we had the misgendering thing and then me getting strung up from a tree in Scotland, which is nothing to do with Wales or Middlesex. Almost all of the solar panels, not the bananas, will come from China, which dominates global supply, including 98% of the European market. Its low prices have roughly halved the cost of solar modules since 2015. It's easy to make things cheaply if you're not paying the people that are making them and not allowing them to leave the factories. It's just business. Ms. Kearns, she's a Ms. I'm close then. Alicia Kearns, not Alicia Keys. I wonder if Ms. Kearns is good on a piano. Alicia Kearns, not the artist who's good on a piano, warns that China has only achieved such prices by massive use of slave labour. That's what I said. That's what she said. That's what Jeff said a minute ago. Including 2 million to 3 million Uyghur and Kazakh citizens from the Xinjiang region who were placed into forced labour camps. It means many of the modules used on UK homes and in solar farms may originate in Chinese slave labour. Net zero, once again, proving that it is just fantastic for everyone involved, really, everyone. apart from the people at the start of the production line and the end of the production line. But for the people in the middle, it's brilliant. Yeah, great. Yeah, saving loads of money on our electric bills when the sun's out, which is 3 days a year, as I've just discussed. She said, Miss Kearns, not Alicia Keys, not good on a piano. Miss Kearns may well be good on a piano. I don't know. Hopefully it's an electric piano. Solar is one of the most dirty and complicit industries in the Uyghur blood labour. The UK is at risk of becoming a dumping ground for slave labour-produced solar panels, as both the US and EU have taken action. The fight against forced labour is a collective responsibility. We must work for a clean energy transition, but without becoming complicit in not just slavery, but genocide. Excellent. We all want cleaner energy, cleaner than the really good quality coal that was coming out of Wales. And in order to have cleaner, greener energy, we've got to have slavery and genocide somewhere else. Net zero. It's a great place. Come on in. The water's warm. The sheer scale of the Chinese solar panel industry's reliance on Uyghur slaves has been revealed in reports by the Helena Kennedy Centre for International Justice at Sheffield Hallam University, which also names the Chinese companies involved. Its latest report from 2023 says China has a near monopoly over the production of solar-grade polysilicon, a material that is used in manufacturing 95% of solar panels. Ms. Kearns, not Alicia Keys, probably good on a piano, says that Britain must work towards a clean energy transition, but without becoming complicit slavery and genocide, without becoming complicit in slavery and genocide. That wasn't my error, actually. That was an error in the article. There's overwhelming evidence that major producers and manufacturers have actively recruited and employed transferred surplus slave labour from rural villages. That sounds lovely, doesn't it? Transferred surplus slave labour. You are not a man, you are just a number. That is a horrible thought, isn't it? And this is like all manner of people. There's a whole culture that's been wiped out by this slave labour. It's just hideous, the idea of these rural villages being hoovered up and shut down in these factories just to make solar panels. It's so depressing. Such reports have also prompted the US to block many Chinese solar panel imports, and last month the EU agreed to implement its own rules, the Forced Labour Ban Regulation, which now awaits final approval from the EU Parliament. And again, I think when I did my original video on solar panels, I said, like, why haven't we got that already? Why haven't we already got rules in the UK, a developed, advanced, we're such a great country. Why haven't we got rules about products coming in from probable slave labour areas? Those rules should already be in place in a developed country, but never mind. Last month, Foreign Office Minister Anne-Marie Trevelyan agreed the use of Uyghur slave labour to make solar panels for Britain was unacceptable. Well done. But confirmed the UK had yet to take action. Solar Energy UK, the trade body, said it would shortly publish a solar stewardship initiative. And if you saw my first video, I did successfully say the word stewardship that time, setting out plans to create supply chains within China, but free of slavery. Chris Hewitt, the body's chief executive, said the UK solar industry condemns and opposes any abuse of human rights in the global supply chain. However, we do quite like making money out of cheap solar panels. No, that's not what it said. Sorry, let me just correct that again. However, he was unable to say how it planned to audit and monitor suppliers in China. They don't care. They just want your money for your solar panels, especially if a government grant has paid for it, because then they can overcharge you. Ms. Kearns, not Alicia Keys, probably good on a piano, said government plans to create parallel supply chains, one with slaves and one without, were a moral failure. Is that what the government decided to do? I must have missed that one. That is hilarious. That's such a government thing to do, isn't it? Oh, how would you like your solar panels? Would you like to pay £100 per solar panel and have it not built by slaves? Or would you like to pay £20 per solar panel and have them sort of accidentally built by slaves? People from Kazakhstan and the top of China who had their rural villages cleared out and they all got locked in these factories. But you get to save 80 quid on your solar panels. She said, Miss Kearns, not Alicia Keys, probably going on a piano, the idea we can operate dual supply chains in China, one with slaves and the other not, is preposterous. The government, they're just like treading water, aren't they, at the minute? It's the same with this whole Rwanda thing. They never intended to go through with it. It's just noise that they can make as they tread water until they get wiped out in the next election, and then they all disappear off with all the money and go their separate ways and laugh about it. That is government and politics in 2024. So that is solar panels. Basically, everything I said about solar panels in my video last year still stands. They're still ethically and morally and scientifically questionable. and the British solar panel industry doesn't seem to care all that much because they're making money out of it. But Alicia Keys is probably going to write a song about it. I've got one more of these videos to get through tonight, so if you thought these two were bad, wait for the last one. Thanks for watching.